talk about the price, which fell on the back of the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's Jackson Hole speech. The Bitcoin price has fallen below $20,000 for the first time since July, while ETH is also under pressure, despite outpacing the broader crypto market in recent weeks. Reeve Collins joins us now, the co-founder of BLOCKv and Smartmedia Technologies, SMT. Reeve, thank you for joining us. Some are reading the tea leaves and looking at the technicals on what we're seeing on Bitcoin now and say that effectively we're in bear market territory yet again. What do you make of the price action on the back of Jay Powell's commentary?
Well, it keeps things exciting, that's to say the least. But everyone who's in the cryptocurrency space realizes that they're on a roller coaster and the prices are always going to fluctuate. So these short-term fluctuations, that's what they are. It's just part of the nature of the beast. And so no one really can predict the future or what's going to take place. So you have to believe in the technology. If you really believe that it's going to make a positive impact on the world, it's going to make business more efficient, it's going to connect more people to better financial services, then just ignore the short-term fluctuations and hopefully you're in it for the long haul.
There was a comparison made over the weekend to penny stocks, and I can't believe I'm quoting him, but the Wolf of Wall Street, as he was known, Jordan Belford, was effectively saying that cryptocurrencies can be like penny stocks, and the highly speculative nature of them, and you've got to know how to trade some of these names and when to get in, when to get out. Should we be concerned about the retail investor here that might be trying to day trade cryptocurrencies?
Yes, but the same amount of concern for retail investors who day trade traditional stocks. You just never know what's going to take place. In the traditional stock market, you don't quite have the huge swings. That's why they make the analogy to penny stocks, because these cryptocurrencies are very volatile. So these retail investors, buyer beware. They really need to realize that it's akin to gambling versus real investing, because you don't even have the level of information that you have in traditional stocks. So you need to know that it's highly risky. So my advice usually is to get involved in the blue chip cryptocurrency stocks and truly be in it for the long haul and just trust in the technology.
Look, I've spoken too many times on this channel about the 19,500, whatever it is now, cryptos. We need to get rid of about 19,000 of them, don't we, before we get to actually some critical mass?
Yes, and that's what these bear markets do. They really clear out a lot of the clutter, and a lot of those tokens become dead tokens. There's no market, there's no liquidity, there's nobody trading them because the projects actually haven't succeeded, yet they still have their tickers. Imagine if every startup company was traded somewhere, and if it failed, it still had its ticker, then you'd have, hundreds of thousands of companies. So it's kind of similar to that, except for there's a track record in the cryptocurrency market because all those tickers are still out there and those tokens are essentially worthless.
Look, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm agnostic. I don't care if it goes up to 100,000 or goes down to 5,000. I really don't care. But what I do care is that my viewers, once they've either had those gains or those losses, can't get their money out as well. I want the infrastructure behind these big moves that you talked about, the volatility. I want it to be solid so that regardless what happens, the viewers can actually get their gains or their losses out of this one as well. How much progress, Reeve, are we making on having solid, unbreachable infrastructure behind? Because you keep hearing these horror stories.
Well, that's the thing with new technologies. Some things are going to break once in a while, and we're all along for the ride in this instance because a lot of people poured in and like Terra Luna, there was tens of billions of dollars in there and it collapsed, and it's unfortunate. However, the industry and the technology gets better for it. You ask, when is it going to be bulletproof? We don't know, but the regulators are working on it. The people in the industry are working on it. And over time, we'll get there. And the beautiful thing is over time, the place that we're going to get is tenfold better than where we're at today with our traditional financial systems. The blockchain just has the ability to connect the world and move money globally, instantly, and for free, and make transactions much more efficient. So it's just better for everybody who's participating in these markets.
Reeve, some of that money is illicit money, and we saw moves by the US government recently to try and crack down on the use of cryptocurrency by certain rogue regimes, criminals. For instance, this with sanctions against Tornado Cash, but we haven't seen those sanctions enforced by Tether. Do you think Tether needs to step up and do more?
I think they're doing their best, and I think they're doing what they feel is in the best interests of their users as well as the industry. Because there's a lot of debate around these sanctions. Not that the sanctions have happened, but can you sanction code? Because code is a form of free speech. So there's two sides to that argument. And so only time will tell, but I do believe that sanctions in some instances are very justified. And the companies that deal with these types of questionable, I guess, technologies that are provided, they have to beware. And as the industry matures, there'll be less and less of those because the regulations will get better over time.
Let's hope so, sir. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Lovely seeing you from LA today. Reeve Collins joins us to talk about cryptocurrencies. Right, all about the Fed, I'm afraid, today. Sticking to the fast lane, sending equities lower. We'll discuss after the break.